Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Nina Elise and I am a mindset and manifestation coach. And I help women going through transitions and help them up level into their dream lives. So if you are familiar with my channel, I typically do human design or yoga videos. And today's video is going to be an extension of another video on doing business as a manifestor in human design. If you do not know what your human design is, I will put a link below that you can look up your human design for free on my website. So in this video, I'm going to talk about a variety of different ways that you can thrive as a manifestor in your business. We'll focus on a couple of different areas. So what your relationship is with your business, the energetics of it, different tools that I use to support me in my business as a manifestor, establishing your brand as a manifestor, and different ways that you can manage and work with your emotions or your anger that comes up as you run your business. So something that I have been learning and I'm continuing to learn is how everything is basically a reflection of our inner world and our inner wounds from our childhood. And I have found that the deeper that I explore my relationship with myself and my business in different areas of my life, I'm seeing how it is a reflection and a playing out of different wounds that need to be looked at from my childhood or my relationship with my parents. And this doesn't have to necessarily be like a negative thing. It's just a period of looking at and seeing where I'm replaying patterns or habits that are not healthy for me and allowing that to reflect in my business. And as a general rule, not just your business or your finances, but pretty much everything is going to be a reflection of your relationship with yourself. So an example I'm going to give you is from my own personal journey of starting my own business and how it quote unquote failed several times before I really found out what I wanted to do or really solidified on what I wanted to put out into the world. So some old patterns that were playing out for me in my business was I was very hard on myself. I was very mean to myself, basically just considering I was a failure. I had really high points of what I considered success. And so when I wouldn't meet them, then I would think I was failing and then I would beat myself up about it. And this was just a reflection of my relationship with myself and what I was taught at a very young age that I wasn't even realizing. And so basically I could not win in my business and I didn't give myself grace and compassion. And so I'm not saying this is how everyone else is, but this is just an example of ways that you can reflect on how you view owning a business. Is it difficult? Do you find that it is hard? Or do you find that you don't have enough support? Or do you find that it's really hard to make money, or you don't believe that people will buy your products because you don't feel like they are good enough, or you want to price them higher but people are giving you less money or they don't want to pay for it? And all of this is just a reflection that you can sit and contemplate within yourself to say, okay, what are these beliefs within myself that are being reflected in my business that are creating this resistance or making it seem really difficult? And this is more of like the emotional and energetic aspect of running a business, because as an entrepreneur, when you start a business, it is going to bring up everything that is not in alignment with you or your business as you begin to build it out. And it is such a beautiful journey. Yes, it can feel very hard and very tough because you are in a relationship with your business, you are building a business. It's just like if you were in a relationship with somebody else, it's going to bring things up for you to look at because it's going to be a reflection of your inner belief systems. And so definitely running a business is not for the lighthearted, I will say that, but it is one of the most rewarding journeys of all. So this is your reminder to take a look and evaluate what your belief systems are, what your relationship is with your business, with yourself, and starting to treat yourself and your business in a way that is healthy and is supportive, and find ways that you can support yourself if you don't feel supported in your business, or find ways to shift what your belief systems are around money or being supported or running a business and change those so that is reflected in your actual business when you are building it out. So the next thing I want to talk about is platforming yourself as a manifestor in business or building out a personal brand. And for a lot of manifestors, this can seem challenging or difficult because we go through these big creative urges and then we go through these rest periods. And so a lot of times people find it difficult to be consistent or be able to show up consistently for their business because they can easily get burnt out. And that's definitely valid. So it's all about setting up healthy systems for yourself and knowing exactly how you want your business to run. And I just want to remind you that we create our own rules in our lives and our business, especially something that we are creating. We are birthing this business into the world. And so what rules do you want to have? So it's very important to get very clear on what your values are and get very clear about what your interests are or what it is that you are selling, and the rules that you want to set as far as how you run your business, how you want to use your energy. Do you want to take breaks during the day? What kind of rules do you want to set for yourself? So as you are building your business or before you build your business, I highly recommend sitting down and getting very, very clear about that. Because if you know your body and your rhythms and your energetic rhythms of being able to go really, really hard and then resting as you go through your rest cycle, then make sure that you're building that into your business plan and make sure that you have support during those times, or you're hiring people or contractors to help you in your business as you go through those periods. And I'm going to share another personal story about my journey as an entrepreneur and how my hobbies and my interests have shifted and changed throughout the years, because I think we can be really hard on ourselves if we're not sticking with something and we're like, oh, we need to niche down, or this has to be cohesive or whatever. And that's not the case. People are coming to you for your energy and what you have to share. And we don't have to stay the same all the time. And if you look at anybody else who owns a business, you can see how they have grown and shifted and changed over time as well. So can you give yourself that permission and that grace to say, okay, it is okay and it's safe for me to shift and evolve, and the right people will always find me. So in my personal journey, I started out as a yoga teacher. I became a personal trainer, and then I got into human design, and now I'm in mindset and manifestation and law of assumption work. So obviously I've evolved over the years, and I'm finding some way to kind of bring it all together. But if you look at my YouTube history, my Instagram history, you will see that there are huge gaps in times from where I posted. So I'm just now starting to post after taking 5 months off, because I just felt like I was complete in the things that I was posting earlier this year. And I've kind of taken this time to rest and allow these creative urges to come in and say, this is what I want to do next. And while it may not make total or complete sense to me, it's what feels right, and what feels right with my emotional wave, because I have sat through this. And I want to be very clear that there are times where we have these like highs and lows, like with our business, where we feel creative or we don't, or we need rest. And it's not going to be perfect, especially as you're going through your deconditioning journey. This is all about experimentation and finding what works for you. So there is going to be a lot of trial and error. And again, this is where a lot of grace and compassion comes in when you are building your brand. I will say at the end of the day, what has served me the best is that as long as I am following my excitement, and whether you want to call that following your emotional authority or your interests or your hobbies, that is what is going to lead you to the correct place. Because if you're running a business that you hate, then that's not going to serve you well in the long run. So as long as you are doing something that you absolutely love and brings you joy and passion, that you really enjoy doing, then you really can't get it wrong. And I'm a huge fan of Bashar. So if you are familiar with his work, he's always saying the key formula to life is to follow your excitement. And that has always served me very, very well in my entrepreneurial journey. The next thing that I want to talk about are tools that help me as a manifestor in my business. So the number one tool that I use is ChatGPT. There's a free version. You can also do the paid version. I used free at first, but I upgraded to like $20 a month where you can upload multiple files. And this is my assistant. This is my copywriter. I use ChatGPT to create content for sales pages, for emails. I have trained it over the course of a year to basically talk in my brand voice. And so I'll have it basically write the bulk of what I'm putting out. So I'll have like a general idea of who I'm speaking to and what I'm sharing or what I'm selling, and I'll just have it organize everything in a way that is more clear and more organized. And then I am tweaking it and putting a little bit more of my personality into it. And this has saved me hundreds and hundreds of hours. So if you're going to invest in anything, I would highly recommend using ChatGPT, because it will save you so much time. And when I first started figuring out what my brand was going to be like. It's changed a lot over the years, but I use Pinterest a lot to give me inspiration. So while you're scrolling on different social media channels, you can use Pinterest as a way to kind of just go through and say, oh, this catches my eye, or I really like the vibe of this. And so basically what I did was I created a mood board. And anytime I was scrolling on Pinterest, something that just felt like, oh, I'm in this mood, or I really love the colors of this, or I really like this, I put it on my mood board. And over time, it developed into this actual brand board of what I felt I wanted to represent my actual brand. So Pinterest has been so amazing for developing my brand and giving me ideas and seeing what other people are also doing out there and the way that they are marketing themselves. And also I use it for like photo shoots to get ideas for different photographers that I work with. So over time, you can use it in different ways to support your business. Another one is Canva. I'm pretty sure every single person in the world uses this. So I use the paid version. It's about $12 or $13 a month, which is a steal in my opinion, because you get access to use so many pictures and videos and graphics for free. There are hundreds of thousands of templates that you can use. Pretty much every single template that I have used for my Instagram posts, for my carousel posts, have been from templates that I have pulled off of Canva, and I have put my branding and my colors and my fonts and stuff on it as well. And it's just like a really amazing tool that I use pretty much every single day. And it saves me so much time, especially so if I'm in a rest cycle and I'm like, oh, I don't really feel that creative. There's all these templates that are there to help me put things together when I'm just not feeling it. And two things that I use for video editing. So for YouTube, I just use iMovie on my MacBook, and that is free. And then I tend to add overlays like graphics and things like that in Canva. I download as a GIF with a transparent background, and I use them as overlays on the video. And then for Reels, for my Instagram or my TikTok account, I tend to use InShot. I have been using InShot for years, and it's pretty simple. It's easy to cut videos, and it's free. So highly recommend using InShot. I know a lot of people use CapCut. I've played around in it a little bit, but I think it's pretty similar to InShot, and so I've just been sticking with that, but either of those are really great options. And the last thing that I want to talk about in this video as a manifestor in business is emotions. So depending on what your authority is, you're gonna have maybe more emotions than others, or as an emotional authority, you might have these highs and these lows, and it's learning how to work with them. And then also when you're in the not self, as the anger comes up, there's a way that we can actually work with that. To me, anger is an incredible emotion to have. I love when I'm angry, and that might sound really strange, but emotions are literally energy in emotion. We are the ones who get to decide what we do with that emotion when it comes up. We can transmute any emotion that comes up depending on our level of awareness and what we want to do with it. So when I have anger come up for me, it's either an indication that I'm not communicating something, or I'm not fully stepping in my power. And both of those things are within my control. I take 100% full responsibility for how I'm feeling, what my emotions are. I'm never blaming somebody else outside of me, because it's all me. The emotions stem from thoughts and belief systems that I have, and I take full responsibility for that. And that is an incredibly empowering way to view your emotions. So if you are getting anger come up a lot, those are different things that you can explore and figure out for yourself, like, what are these belief systems that I have where I feel like I'm stepping into this victim mindset and then blaming other people, and how can I empower myself and switch to a different thought pattern, look at my belief systems, release them, and create a new belief system about how people support me, or what I believe about my business, or how things are showing up in my reality. And you can also transmute your anger in a very powerful way. So I'll give you an example of how I recently did this. So a couple of months ago, I had a lot of anger come up because I felt like my business wasn't moving, and it wasn't going as fast as growing as fast as I would have liked it to. And I had this idea come into my mind about building a course about self-concept. And I was talking to a friend about it, and she was like, oh yeah, like, I'm gonna start doing this too. And that pissed me off. I was like, all these people around me are successful, they're taking my ideas, they're coming to me and grabbing all these things when I'm the one who's doing all this work, and I was like feeling very jaded about it. And I got really angry. And I was angry for like a solid month. And during that time period, I recognized like, okay, I'm angry. What am I going to do with this? And I had this vision in my mind of like this anger, like literally transmuting and growing into these stems of flowers and birthing into something really beautiful, like a beautiful bouquet of flowers essentially. And the way that I understood that is like, okay, I can use this anger for good, for something to help other people. And so what I did is I built out my self-concept course. In like 1 or 2 weeks, I had this huge creative urge. All of that anger was energetic fuel. Like I had so much energy. I was up till 1 or 2 in the morning building out this course, filming out videos, creating audios for it. And after 2 weeks, it was done. And now it's like my core course that I sell for my business. I'm so proud of it. It has helped so many people. And so I wanted to share that because anger is not something we have to look at and say, oh, it's so bad, I don't like to be angry, or it's not something to be ashamed of, because we are in control of how we react to it and what we actually do with it. And I really wanted to share that because it's like such a different way of perceiving anger, and it's more empowering because we get to take control how we actually react to other people and how we actually move forward. So those are the points that I wanted to share about how we can thrive as a manifestor in business. I hope that they have been helpful. I'm curious if there are specific things that you have found as a manifestor in business that have worked for you. Please share them below. It's so helpful to read in the comments how other manifestors run their businesses and how they feel supported and how they have been successful in running their own businesses. And if you're looking for a little bit more support as a manifestor in business, I am here to help, whether it is building out the back end, if that feels overwhelming for you with the website and the tech stuff and the funnels, or if you are in need of support in learning how to manage and regulate your emotions or your mindset. I am here for you. These are my main things that I do in my coaching with manifestors, is helping them grow their businesses in a way that is in alignment and flow for them and their urges and their rest cycles. So I will put a link below on different ways that you can work with me. And if you are looking to do this on your own, I also have an incredible course called Glow Up, and it's about shifting your identity and your mindset and the way that you view yourself and the way you view your business, so that you can literally program yourself for success. So that is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye guys.